Hey, folks, welcome back to the Every Other Sunday game on Actual Play. Tonight, we've got Michael Addison, still hostage, from Nerdy Pub Games as our guide to Rebels of the Outlaw Waste. So we're gonna play some more of that tonight. All channel proceeds are split between the Black Lives Matter and the Translegal Defense and Education Fund. How are you doing, Michael?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How's your week been?
It's been really busy. we got a little thing called a Kickstarter launching next week, so
What the Kickstarter be for? Rebels of the Outlaw Waste?
There's gonna be stickers. There's gonna be all kinds of stuff going on. It's gonna be pretty great.
I'm always surprised at how well stickers go over for everybody. That always blows my mind, right? Because I'm like, nah, I don't. Let me have 3 or 4 of those, but don't tell anybody. But they go over too well. Yeah. How are you, Misha? How's your week been?
So far so good. My kid joined marching band, so
been there,
and they're playing a saxophone, and it's very loud.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And
it could be worse. It could be a brass instrument.
It could, but I've been resisting the urge to yell "Hey, big saxy" at them when they're marching, because I am that mom, and I would totally do that, but I'm trying to quell that urge. But I have been putting stickers on the new car. I was like, you know what? I've been resisting stickering the car. We're gonna start stickering the car, so we've got a few on there now. So nice. Stickers, yes, we like stickers. Stickers, good.
Nice. No, my kid's in marching band too. He's on bass drum, so we've been hitting football games and competitions all this past week. So, how about you, Jed? What's going on with you?
Not much. I was thinking about those stickers today too. I was doing dishes and I was like thinking about Rebels of the Outlaw Waste and playing tonight. And I was like, I am a grown ass man and I am excited about stickers for this Kickstarter. Why is that a thing? Why am I excited? I don't know, but it's cool. It's a fun. It's fun, and I like that it goes on the character sheets and it kind of like means something in the game. That's neat. It's a fun touch.
Boy, was that an extra layer of challenge, making it actually work as a functional part of the game.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's neat. Other than that, things are going well. Excited to be back here and see what happens with Aberbot and his new friends. Or their new friends. Yep.
Nice. And Jeremiah, what's happening with you, man?
Not a whole lot. Went to our local Rin Fair today. That was fun. Saw lots of great cosplay and adorable animals and eating junky, trashy, delicious food.
Did you get a gigantic, big turkey leg?
Nah.
Did you get sausage on a stick?
I got a corn dog. That's on a stick.
It's kind of a sausage on a stick.
Yeah. We had that conversation. No matter what kind of food it is, if you put it on a stick, it's immediately better. Like, it's just better if it's on a stick.
Fair.
And then I was
at least called like Ye Old Corn Dog or Dog of Corn or something? Did they?
No, but they did accept Lord, Master, and Lady Visa.
Got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And for places that only took the king's currency, usually nearby you could find the Ye Old ATM. Very important.
Yeah, I think we're going in like 2 weeks, I want to say, to the local Rin Fest.
Nice.
Maybe 3. I don't know. Nice. So we're in there.
Nice. All right, Michael, take us away.
Sure. Let's get started. Let's do a little bit of a recap. So last time we played, we had our brave rebels. We can do a little roll call here. So we've got. Let's see here. So we have Jay playing James S5, who is former security for the Community of Tomorrow, and Drew their ire by trying to resolve situations non-violently through diplomacy, and was forced to go on the run with a malfunctioning, or maybe just finally functioning properly, Abraham Lincoln bot from the Hall of Presidents. And they had some help from Buck. I guess Aberbot's played by Judd there. Had help from Buck, Gator Man, that lives in the swamp and has access into the storm drains under the community, and has taken an interest in James S5's anti-authority stance. And Buck was accompanied by Anita, who has a little bit of amnesia, has strange powers, and woke up in a charging station that was completely burnt out as if by a massive electrical short. So after a confrontation between James and the powers that be, the group made a hasty escape in a poorly guarded hover van heading towards the swamp, with hoverboarded guards on hoverboards in pursuit. Daring escape, a lot of wrecked hoverboards, a lot of stolen hoverboards, a lot of Aberbot clinging to the side of either the hover van or a hoverboard dramatically. But escape was made, and the group found a safe rest, a safe haven at Buck's cabin out in the swamp,
Right.
where the group all experienced simultaneously a strange vision from Mother Earth, a form of electromagnetic field disturbance that passed visions to all of the living rebels' brains, and even Aberbot's electronic brain. The vision showed an image of a shining pillar piercing out of the swamp and spewing poison into Mother Earth's waterways, and the impending, looming threat of 3 circles, which is the sigil of the community of tomorrow, looming, approaching this pillar, which, after a little bit of conversation, the group determined is an old rocket from the old world that is staged to launch, but has just been on kind of a mechanical, or it's a recorded on an automated countdown for decades. So, do you want to like sort of recap everyone's sort of mental state as they headed out to investigate this rocket?
Oh, I thought we found the rocket in the weird cargo cult of the rocket.
Yeah, because
I remember, like,
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, like I remember I was initially like all in, because like I assumed it was going to be the community of tomorrow people, like all the Imagineers, and then we got there and it was something different. So like I feel like I'm a little like off balance now, because like I don't know what these people are doing, and now there's a countdown. That's terrifying.
Right. So when you arrived at the rocket at Cape Canaveral, the ruins of Cape Canaveral, you found a massive rocket. Its mover, so the mover that takes it out to the launch pad, completely overgrown, but the entire arrangement turned into sort of an altar or a ritual site, and a group of swamp survivors gathered, dressed in kind of crumbling old world clothing, listening to what appeared to be some sort of priest or holy person standing on the altar and calling out through an old sort of satellite phone towards the presidential cabinet and the commander-in-chief to heed their call and join them at the rocket site. And as the countdown approached T-minus 30 minutes, the crowd began to sing in unison the President's March. Da, 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 da. So this is this is where our rebels find themselves. So you find yourselves. I think you've parked your hover van. You're watching this unfold. What's your move?
So I think James asks Anita. So I think this is the spot. What's Mother Earth want now?
You're asking me like I know. She's cryptic.
The most experience.
She's very cryptic. It's sometimes annoying. In this case, I would guess that it depends on if that countdown actually happens. Like, is that a live countdown and something's really gonna happen now, or if that's more like this is church mass kind of thing, and this happens every time.
I mean, we don't want to find that out until too late.
Yeah. So,
we could ask somebody.
That is an option.
I could sneak up to the rocket.
Also a thing we could do.
It's what I'm good at.
I believe you.
All right.
I'm like, why isn't this Apocalypse World? Why can't I read a sitch?
Yeah, you could if you want. You can use a skill, any skill you want, to try to get a read on what's going on here.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So yeah, we can treat you do it as you get a piece of information, and their different skills will give you different things for additional successes.
Okay, well, yeah, I think in that case, I want to try to sneak and get closer to get a sense of what's going on. Kind of like what Anita said. Like, is this just like a ritual that happens every hour? This countdown goes off, nothing happens, and then it starts over, or are we about to have a rocket shooting off into space?
Okay. Yeah. So let's have you choose a skill. For under wastes.
Yeah.
You have a couple options here: find extra and find a secret. So that might be a good choice.
Yeah, waste is exactly what I was thinking about. I figure I can be kind of sneaky, maybe like get in the. I don't know what the terrain's like here. If there's any kind of swampy, marshy stuff, I could
Absolutely
sneak up through some of the boggy water because I can swim.
Yeah, that would definitely factor in here.
Perfect. So I get my wastes. I get a bonus because we're in warm weather. I just always get that.
You get it until you don't.
Thank you, Florida.
until we get a cold snap or something.
Something else happens.
Yeah. I don't feel like my wrestler by way of cowboy really has anything to provide here. So I think it's just that.
Okay. You don't have any gear that you could use to help yourself?
No, not in this case. No. I got a D10 and a D4. That'll be fine.
Famous last words.
Yes.
I got a 6 and a 4.
Okay.
So
Two successes.
that's 2 yeah, right. Okay. So let's I'm gonna do it and have no blowback.
Okay. Yeah. So you sneak up, and you can see as you get close the fervent expression on the crowd's face as they sing. The voice, the recorded voice, sounds off again. T minus 20 minutes. Alert! Alert! Malfunction detected.
Oh, my goodness.
Launch cycle canceling.
Ah. Okay. Good.
And the launch cycle powers down. So yeah, it looks like this is. So the crowd just kind of sighs, and but they don't seem too disappointed. This is almost like this is what they were expecting. So we'll count that as your success.
That makes sense. I can imagine them just doing this over and over. They hope that one day it will be different, but they're used to it just doing this.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I can. I'll go back to because we got down here on the hover van, right? We fixed up the hover van. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll slink back to the hover van and let everybody know that it looks like whatever countdown thing is happening is messed up. So that's the good news.
That's good. We're not gonna. Oh.
Aberbot is totally humming "Hail to the Chief," occasionally like saying lyrics that you probably don't know were there. And to the chief as we pledge cooperation.
Hail to the mean
Of a great and noble cause.
Words?
So I mean, it doesn't seem like this is that much of a danger. They're just worshiping this old rocket that's probably never going to take off.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what's in the rocket.
Fair.
Did our vision suggest that something here was poisoning the planet?
Yeah, because there was that whole image about like a syringe or something and injecting poison. Which I guess the rocket could be a metaphorical needle.
But it also had a reference to the community of tomorrow with the 3 circles. And they're not here, are they?
I mean,
I don't see any sign
take
of
it.
them. Yeah.
Maybe they're not here. Oh, maybe that's the real danger is if they were to show up, they could almost certainly fix it. Like they've got knowledge and the means. Maybe that's the danger is not letting them get their hands on it.
Gotcha.
maybe they don't want to fix it. Maybe they want whatever's on it.
Or that, yeah. So keeping it out of their hands either way.
We could blow it up.
Sounds like sabotage.
Blowing it up sounds like a great plan to me. He said the magic words.
I'm in. The magic words.
Hey, I've got this prepared laser drill. I'm just itching to use it.
Right.
I was joking.
The crowd.
So maybe we just take.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The crowd has formed into a procession, and they're now making their way down the raised gravel road that you are kind of parked on. It leads down away from the rocket towards kind of this low, towards a low building, sort of brutalist-looking building in the distance.
So they're like coming towards us, or away?
Yes, they're coming towards you.
We might want to move, guys. Just a thought.
We should find out when the next ritual, when the next event is. When do we do this? When do they do this again?
It's a very good question. I mean, we could stick around and wait and see. Well, after we
Well, I'm
move the
thinking
van.
then we'll. Yeah, I was gonna say. Then I think if we know when they do it again, we have that much time to get in, grab a piece, and then be on our way.
I mean, they're leaving now, so that seems like a good time to go in.
They're walking towards us, guys.
You guys should probably get off the road.
That's what nobody listens to me.
I'm pretty sure Anita's driving, or I thought she was.
Oh,
I thought she was too.
Oh. I forgot, okay?
The rest of us like to hang outside the vehicle.
Ah, that's right. You guys aren't too bright. So yeah, she turns around. She turns around and like tries to get it off the road and into hiding ish, or at least as much as you can hide a hover van.
Camouflage it.
Florida.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of time here, and you do have wilderness on either side of this raised gravel road. So yeah, let's have you do an action roll here. Choose what skill you want to use to do that. We'll see how well you can get off the road and hide.
Let's go with wastes.
Okay.
Because we're trying to use the wastes to our advantage.
All right, you're using the hover van itself. I believe we said that's a D6 gear, so you can use that as your gear if you want to use something else. And I don't know, is this a biker move to try and like stash your bike somewhere where the cops, the fuzz
Sure.
can't see it?
We'll go with that. 6.
It's one.
Yeah, 1. It's like, I got it's very confusing how it decides to roll. So yeah, 1 success.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you do it. So you hide. You're going to hide the vehicle, but there's going to be blowback. So let's add a die to the writer die pool. So you now have a 4 and a 6 in that pool. And your blowback is, I think you're going to get your hover van stuck. So it's well hidden. You find kind of a spot between a couple of sort of overgrown trees where you can pull the vehicle in, kind of wedge it. You have to kind of wedge it though. It's kind of like one of those multi-point turns, but by the time you get it in there, there's not an easy way to reverse the parking job. So you're hidden, but you're a little bit stuck right now.
3 checks.
All right, so the procession walks by, and you can hear faintly the sound of them singing America the Beautiful as they make their way solemnly down this gravel path. Are you just going to wait for them to pass by?
I certainly am planning to.
Okay, so the coast is clear. This would be a good opportunity for me to introduce another little system here. If I can find my right tool here. No, not that one. No, not that. Let's see. Is there a like multi-select here.
On the drawing?
Yeah.
I think it's just click and drag. It's
Okay.
the
You can do click and shift, like hold down shift and click.
Oh, there we go. That's what I want. Thank you. Got it. Okay. Let's bring that into frame here a little bit. Okay. So this is the fuse.
Oh,
So
ooh,
this is a little timer.
I like fuses.
It works a little. Yeah. I'm ruining this drawing. Here we go. So it works a little bit like a countdown clock in other systems. Generally, once we've sort of introduced a threat, and the threat here is going to be the approach of the Imagineers and their forces. We'll have a fuse, and when time passes, so that can happen as blowback, or just if we take a pause, like if you do a safe rest, then we'll tick a box forward on this. Once we hit the end here, then the gig is up. Something's going to happen. It's usually going to be bad. So so here's our fuse. So one thing you hear. You catch a little bit of conversation between some of the people in the procession as they pass by. And James, you catch the word litigator, which are the sort of like the talkers of, like, the talking enforcers of the community of tomorrow. So the Imagineers they're kind of a cadre of engineers that are in charge of things, and when they want to go out and interact with another community before they go full military, they send in the litigators. Usually they send them in to give a warning that bad things are coming. their role is to make ultimatums.
They're the harbingers.
Exactly.
Nice.
Should we go see the rocket, or should we interrupt this meeting?
Well, I had a thought, but then I realized it wouldn't work because I'm an alligator man. But pick off somebody in the back of the line and take their robes and try to fit in with the group and see what you hear. But I sort of stand out in the crowd. And I would say so would Aberbot, probably.
Look at the line. I look at James. Rochambeau?
I'll just grab one of them.
All right. Yes, that's
It's
how
not,
you do
it's part of my old job. It's not, I'm not new to that. So yeah, I kind of wait so I can find a straggler or someone who's got some distance that I can snatch pretty easy.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have you... go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, but I don't want to hurt them, right? And I think as he grabs them, right, he kind of says that, hey, I just need your robes, right? I don't want to hurt you or anything. I'm trying to use some diplomacy.
I like it. I like it. Okay.
While I grab them.
Let's have you make an action roll. Let's see how this turns out.
All right.
We'll call this the diplomatic Thulsa maneuver. So,
aggressive diplomacy.
Yes, aggressive diplomacy. I like it.
All right. So, what skill do you want to use for that? You want to use sway since you're using kind of a diplomatic approach.
Oof. I don't want to.
You don't have to. You can use whatever skill you want. So,
So I want to use muscle because I want to grab them first. Right?
oh, okay, yeah.
Right. So I want to grab them first. Right.
You don't have any choice of getting away and then talk. Yeah.
Right. Yes. But I don't want them to freak out and panic. I want to let them know after I've grabbed them, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. So I will use muscle.
Okay.
Maybe I still have my Imagineer insignia. So maybe in part of my talking, I'm trying to show them my insignia. Maybe that relaxes them. I'm hoping to a little bit. To that's a symbol of the authority around here.
Yeah.
Even though I don't work for those guys anymore, I have one. Maybe that counts for something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
They don't know that. I think that's all I got. I got muscle and I have my insignia.
All right. So yeah, let's roll muscle. Let's see. What's your benefit from your insignia is you get an extra success when you're intimidating someone, right? This isn't exactly intimidation. I guess.
No.
What are your
it's
thoughts
not.
on that?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not intimidation. Yeah.
But
So I think
you
I'm down
are
to just to
that is just the die. Okay.
go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a die.
Okay. And then of course you have dice in the Raider die pool that you can throw into that too.
Oh, that is right.
Do it.
What do we have in there? I don't.
There's a 4 and a
I don't
6.
A D4 and a D6. Yeah, that's on our map. Should
I'll
be at
take-
the bottom.
Yeah, I'll take the other D6 if that's all right.
Go for it.
All right,
Can
so
I
then
need
that's
this
two
to succeed and
D6.
him not to scrape his head off.
I got a 3 and a 1.
Ouch.
Yes, that's no good.
Let's
All
take
right.
one of those kind of days. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you're getting blowback. So you go to grab this person before they see you. At the last second, you cast a shadow across the path, just kind of over their shoulder, and they stop and wheel and see you coming. And it's a team with short hair. They're wearing it looks like they've got like a utility belt, and on their belt they've got what looks like a graphic calculator that's been heavily modified. But she screams and stumbles backwards. The procession stops, and they all turn around and look in her direction. They're a little ways down the path.
Right.
What's everyone else in the van doing right now?
I'm gonna hop out of the van and like go over to her. Shh, it's okay. We're not gonna hurt you. It's okay. Just chill. Breathe.
I'm probably sort of slinking through the foliage in case they try to come back to help her. I can jump out and ambush and lend a claw.
All right. She looks up at you, Anita, and says, "Are you with them? Are you with the mouse people?"
Yes,
Oh.
James is currently holding his insignia in his hand.
Yeah. Not anymore. I just kind of wanted you to be cool. I don't work for
We're
you
trying
anymore.
to get away from the mouse people and make sure that they don't get to you.
If you want to be cool, maybe don't go sneaking up on people. You scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, sorry about that.
All right, I'm going to do something a little crazy.
Yes.
Aberbot walks out of the bushes, and he looks very different because he actually like put his Abraham Lincoln face back over his robot face, and then
Nice.
fixed his beard over that, and walks out. All 6'4" of him, and says, "Citizen, these authorities here need your robes. If you would like to do a favor for the 16th president of the United States, I suggest you take them off and give them to them. We are commandeering them for the good of the Republic."
Fantastic.
I love it.
Okay,
That is fantastic.
Let's have you make an action roll, and we'll see how this goes.
So my sway is only a D6, but I've got a cultural database for D8.
Yes,
So I'm
sounds
throwing
good.
that in.
Nice.
And roll with me. So a D6, a D8.
What about your
You're
look?
you're kind of bringing in being dressed in your presidential, like dressed to the nines. That's sort
Yeah.
of the Rococo part.
Oh, yeah.
So you can add a D6 for that if you like.
Oh, great. Yeah, I would love that. It's fantastic. Cool. I am rolling.
Ooh, 2 6. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
I got
great.
2 6s and a 3. Great.
Okay.
Character sheet is handy. Yeah, I think I do it, and then there's no blowback.
Okay. Yeah. So she's like, well, "Are you a real president?"
I think I just like wink. Like I don't want to lie because it's probably against some weird program. I just kind of go.
She reaches into her pocket and unfolds a $5 bill and looks at it and looks up at you.
I sign
Wide-eyed. She takes off her aging FEMA jacket and she hands it to you.
Thank you.
So some of the crowd has kind of stopped. They're making their way back towards where you are, and their leader is kind of like leading the pack in your direction.
Well, here we go.
You got this, Aberbot.
Yeah.
You do have like a moment here. So you've got your jacket. You could just bail. There's a good chance we'll probably just have you do an action roll. So there's a chance you could get off the path and out of sight. You've got your jacket. So it's up to you whether you want to try to do that or whether you want to just stand your ground and confront this group as they approach.
Yeah, I think I'll tell her, why don't you go tell your friends to go back where they were coming from, and we have to go this other way in order to preserve the Union.
Am I on a secret mission now for
Yes.
president?
Yes, you are. You're a Secret Service. You're deputized.
Oh, wow. She pulls out her graphic calculator and she starts typing in very slowly some notes. Okay, what? Okay, I won't let you down. And she runs over to the group, and you can hear her talking. It sounds like she's telling them that she just slipped. She saw a gator in the swamp, but I'm surprised everything's okay.
Yeah, I think I turn around, walk, and like start taking that mask off. Put the beard back on.
Obviously.
Dude, that's weird. I'm just saying.
I thought with all their Americana bullshit that might work, and it did. All right, let's go save Mother Earth.
Yeah, let's go check out that rocket.
All right. So you head over. You can hear the procession singing in the distance as they head out towards the building at the far end of this track, and it's starting to get kind of late. The sun's setting. It's a sunset, sort of reddish hue across the swamp, gleaming on the surface of this towering rocket as you approach. So like I said before, you can see that there's a little bit of altar set up. It looks like there is, so there's like a framework that goes up and attaches to the rocket so that you can, it looks like there's possibly a way to get up towards the upper part of the rocket. But everything is kind of overgrown with vines and vegetation.
Right.
Is this the part where I tell you I'm
This
not
thing-
great with heights?
It's fine. It's fine.
Does this thing look like it can even go anywhere? It's overgrown. It's been here for who knows how long.
At least 2 decades.
I mean, it just has to get off the launch pad. It doesn't. I mean, how far does it have to go? It can
Depends on where
probably.
you point it, I guess.
Yeah, it can probably, if it had a full load of fuel, get off the thing. And even if it didn't have a full load of fuel, it could at least blow up and be very, very bad.
I'm gonna climb up all the gantries and scaffolding and stuff and see if I can actually get entry into this thing, because maybe there's some like gauges and stuff I can look at that'll tell me something.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have you do an action roll to try and gain entry.
Okay. Okay. Let's. Well, I guess because I assume there's no real problem getting to the top. So I imagine there's some sort of door that I'm now in front of.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's not like immediate, like open easily. If I just try to if there's a lever, I don't know if it's stuck, but it's not opening, I guess.
Sure.
Okay.
That sounds good.
So I'll use tools along with my laser drill.
Finally.
Surprise!
Now to use that laser drill.
Heck yeah.
But I wanted to check first.
I was like, well, if I can just open the door, but if I gotta make the door open, I'm gonna make the door open. None of that comes in handy. I don't really need that D4, so I'll just roll my normal. Okay. Let's see here. That's 2 successes.
Very nice.
Great. All right.
I'm gonna do it. Ooh, what are my options here? Oh, I'm not really trying to fix anything or upgrade anything. Yep, I'll just say no blowback.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you fairly handily cut away into.
Yeah, I imagine there's some
It's like-
hinges I can cut or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. You had to cut the hinges.
Basically,
Cut
like
the lock.
airplane doors.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll see you're able to cut like the bolt that's securing it
Perfect.
and swing it open on its hinges. Inside is dark. A blast of cool air pours out.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no, air conditioning. Yes, the horror.
It feels like maybe the interior is refrigerated. But there's the inside it's dark inside. You can see it's cylindrical, and right inside the door is a ladder, and the ladder goes up and down.
That's it's like I'm pulling from my knowledge of what that would look like, and I don't know what Buck would know about rockets, but I'm like, I wasn't expecting a ladder. That's interesting. Well, let's go up first because there's probably less to look at up. Let's just get that out of the way. Also, up might be the cockpit. My thinking is up is the cockpit. I want to see
Right.
that.
Good plan.
Yeah. So you find a hatch, and it's in actually really good condition. The interior here, it looks like it's remained sealed for a very long time. And so it opens without like some of the grease is a little like hardened from time, but it pops open pretty easily. And inside you find a space where it's kind of like your head is popping up through the back wall of a room. So there's two chairs that are seated so that their feet would be on the floor, their butts would be on the floor if people were sitting in these.
Yep.
And you can see there's windows on the top, and there's it's like controls.
Is any of that like any of those like lit up? Any of the controls or anything?
Yeah. So there is actually power here. You can see there's a couple of buttons are still glowing. Looks like they're receiving power.
Interesting. I guess I'm hoping for like a screen that like has words on it that I can read instead of like I don't know what any of these like dials are gonna mean, but
right.
Like maybe there's a screen that's like, here's the manifest. Here, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So what kind of information, like what question are you trying to answer?
I want to know if this thing's carrying cargo.
Okay. So like a manifest kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
maybe
it would just be easier to climb down. Yeah. You know what? I'll just do that.
Maybe.
Okay.
It may have camera. It may have a monitor view of the cargo bay.
Oh, hey, that's a good point. Yeah.
Right. So
with that. I like that.
Okay. So it looks like everything is kind of powered down right now, sort of in a standby mode. Okay. But if you started flipping switches or use knowledge you might have of machines or electronics from other things, you could try and figure out.
Yeah, totally. That's the thing I can do.
Okay.
Let's try to we'll just start flipping all of the switches.
Okay.
That feels like tools again.
Yeah, that'd be fine. So your looks are cowboy
wrestler. Yep. It's fine. So I don't have much else to help with. I'm just gonna take that. I will take that ride or die D4. Just for something.
Okay.
Because hey, I got one success.
All right. Cool. So if there's a manual, it's pretty well hidden. And you really weren't looking for a manual. You're just trying to flip switches. So
does that count as hacking a system?
Yeah. Well, I think that's fair.
I'll take it.
I'll give you a mark for that. So you flip some switches, and you said you were trying to find like cameras that would show you different parts of the interior.
Yeah, I think that's a really smart idea. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So you turn a bunch of systems on and off. The rest of you, I guess you're standing outside. Suddenly the rockets, like the boosters, start pouring out a bunch of coolant into kind of like this fog.
Oops.
And it just starts blasting out for a while, and then it turns off. Some exterior lights light up along the outside and then go off. You hear an engine running somewhere, like a fan. But eventually, so your blowback here is going to be time. So time's going to pass.
That's
we're gonna mark a box on our fuse here.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
But you do get your D4 back through your rider die pool. So you managed to turn on some video feed that it shows feed from different parts, different angles around the launch pad itself.
Okay.
So you've got some views of the exterior of the rocket and a couple of different spots. So there's a maintenance bay, and that's where the ladder is, and you can see that there's equipment that's just kind of stowed up along the interior walls, and there's really nothing going on there. This looks like everything's been locked down, and it's no longer being used, or just ready to be used. And then there is also a cargo
Yes.
compartment. And the video feed that you see for that, there is
Oh no, I just had an idea.
there is a massive steel wall with a heavy steel door, and there is a porthole in the middle of the door. The porthole looks like it's covered in frost. So all the additional coolant that seemed to be going on inside this rocket, it seems to be related to this. So you're able to flip on like some interior lights too, and through the portal, you can see a face.
I knew it. We found Walt Disney. Buck would 100% buy into the conspiracy theory that Walt Disney is frozen somewhere. So like that's he's like that's Walt Disney. It's got to be. Why else would the Imagineers want it? Obviously. All
Why
right.
would Walt Disney's head be in a rocket?
I assume it's his whole body.
Oh no, they just have his head somewhere.
Maybe it could be a head in a jar. I don't know. I'm gonna. So I'll climb my way back down and rejoin the rest of the crew, whatever they've been up to while I've been monkeying around.
Well, while Buck was monkeying around, James, you hear a crackle of static on your Imagineer's radio set.
Nice.
So I presume you still have some of that equipment on you.
When you say Imagineer's radio set, it just sounds like a kid's walkie-talkie.
Right.
Yeah.
Plastic picture frame.
It totally is a kid's walkie-talkie. Like, what are we talking about here?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Let's see here. So, there seems to be some chatter on the security channels for the Imagineers, and the code words that they're using here, you recognize this as them establishing a security corridor, and they name some coordinates. It sounds like they're preparing to target your location. Location of Cape Canaveral.
Okay. All right. Do I have a sense of how soon they'll be here?
They're preparing, so it wouldn't take them too long. So probably less than a day, depending on
all right,
what route they take and how big of a convoy, whatever else is
right. They bring. Yeah, so I relay that to Aberbot and Anita. I think Mother Earth's cryptic messages are starting to fall into place. The Imagineers are mobilizing to come here.
What could go wrong?
Is there poison in the rocket? Can we
other than fuel
find a thing? Can we disable it some kind of way?
Sure. Do you want to?
I don't know.
Explode.
Take a piece of it. Yeah, without it exploding.
Oh. No fun.
Well, would you like to take a look around and see if you can find some trace of something poisonous?
Yeah, because I think my thought is disabling it might not be enough if the vision we had was about poisoning, right?
Sure.
So, yeah, I'd like to try to figure out if there's a source of poisoning that matches the vision we had.
Okay.
Or feels like it's in line with that. At least take that off the table if it's not here, if it doesn't look like that.
Okay. Well, what skill would you like to use to do that?
I'm going to use science.
Yes. Great.
Science.
When in doubt.
Now I have this. It's in a book.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what all that is, but my hope is maybe that helps me identify symbols for biohazard stuff or poison stuff or anything like that in the area.
Right.
Markings right here.
Yeah. Yeah. So what you can use that feature for, you can describe a detail about the world. And then if you use that information to help you, then you get to add D4 to your roll. And it sounds like you've already kind of described a detail in terms of like hazard symbols and that sort of thing, right?
Right. So I think maybe a lot of those symbols have become more prominent for us today, right? Some of them we know what they are, but I think there are some symbols we've lost what they mean. Does that make sense? But we still kind of keep them around because they're part of some symbol catalog or some symbol library that we've been hanging on to. We just either haven't found these or we don't know what they mean anymore. But we know the poison symbol.
Right. I think the Imagineers probably still care about ISO. The symbols are on everything.
That's right. They're on everything. Yes. Nice. Yeah, I like to think that they almost take on some weird status kind of thing. Like some symbols are like secret knowledge, right?
Yes, it's arcane.
Right. Right.
I like that. All right, so cool. Science, D4 for it's in a book. Do you have any gear that can help you?
I do not. I have my repair kit, insignia, and a baton. But my science is a D8. And you said in the book is a D4?
D4.
All right, cool. And there we go. Oh. Did I do that wrong? I did do that wrong.
This is I think your utility style would apply to this because you're kind of like you're dealing with like being a technician essentially, right? So you could add a D6 to that as well.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
I missed that. You're right. I saw that. All right, a D4, D8, and a D6.
Yeah.
There it is. A
Ooh.
3, a 7, and a 6.
That's 2.
So close.
2 successes.
Yeah. 2 successes. Yes. I like it.
Okay. So you identify a couple of panels that have like hazardous symbols on them, right out of the codex. Codex of Engineering.
Right.
You pop that panel open, and you can see that there's a gauge, like a little digital gauge that's showing, it's showing a low pressure value, and it looks like this might be a fuel gauge. It looks like maybe they're bringing in fuel, like this. There's machinery like a pump inside the scaffolding or framework around the rocket that should be bringing in fuel, but for some reason it has a low pressure, so there's no there's like an important part of the fueling system that isn't being properly fueled.
Gotcha. So this rocket is never going anywhere.
Yes.
That would,
And
that would help work.
but whatever is the fuel that's not making it into the rocket, that would be hazardous material. Wherever that's being.
Oh, yeah. Where's
Rocket fuel bad.
Yeah.
So for your second success on that, what would you from science?
I would like to find this information fast, so it doesn't cost us any time, or it doesn't check a fuse box. Is that possible?
So we're
There'd be
if you
no
just-
blowback, I think.
There'd be no blowback. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yes, no blowback. Yes.
All right. Great.
Cool. We got to find that fuel, and maybe something to put it in or contain it in, or
Something.
we got to find that fuel.
Rocket powered hover van.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
Or a great idea.
Oh, I like the sound.
Yeah.
No,
I bet you that'd get us out of here fast.
We could go to
I
space.
mean, yes, but I mean, it's you remember what happens when you put too much nitrous in an engine?
We just gotta seal this thing up, make it. We can do a low orbit hyperbolic flight.
Also known as a crashing.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Nice.
That's probably about the time that I imagine Buck comes rushing down the gantry, and he's like, "They have Walt Disney." They got like a.
That's right. That frozen body.
There's a whole cryo chamber in there. It's freezing cold. I saw a face behind the glass. It's got to be Walt Disney. Why else would they care? It's got to be. They said they froze him. That's what everybody used to say when he died. That they froze him. They want him back. I'm telling you.
Is that in your database, Abrabot? Walt Disney Frozen?
That's a great question. Should I roll for that?
Sure.
Roll for conspiracy theory.
Yeah, you could apply one of your skills to that.
Oh man.
It could just be
Science, I guess.
it could be science. Science would work, absolutely. That's no one
Okay,
stuff.
cool. I've got a
Everything's
D8
work.
in science, and then I'll use my cultural database. Great.
Okay.
Let's get to the dice. Hold on. Let's get rid of those. And roll.
One success.
Yeah, I'll say, I guess I know. Do I just, how does this work in this game, Michael? Do I make something up? Do you tell me the right answer?
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
I think in this case I'll tell you the right answer.
Yeah.
So you don't have any information about Walt Disney being frozen, but you do have information about apparently there was a cryogenics program at the City of Tomorrow.
I knew it.
And the 9 old the 9 old men were involved.
It might not be Walt Disney. It might be there are these 9 old men. They sound more nefarious than Walt Disney.
Buck's still fully so Walt and 8 other old guys. I only saw the one face on camera. I didn't go down. It's really cold down there, so I didn't go physically look, but I saw it on the camera. I only saw the one face though, so I don't know if there's 9 guys in there.
One of them could be Walt Disney. You are correct.
I knew it.
So Jed, since you only rolled 1 success in that, you're going to get blowback. Would you like to choose blowback for that?
Do you want to just like check another thing on the fuse? Should we do that?
Sure, we could. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So it just takes your processors some time. You can hear the plates spinning on the interior of VaporBot.
Totally.
Like an old mechanical hard drive running at 52.
Yes.
Yep. Feeling warm. Really warm.
James, you hear another the sounds like the transmissions on your engine, your Imagineer radio change.
Right.
So the chatter stops, and now you're just hearing kind of this squall, and you recognize this as the scramble signal that the Imagineers send out when they are about to deploy their Figment drones.
And what are Figment drones?
Nothing good.
Yes, so they're robotic drones that do the bidding. They often work as scouts, so they'll be the front runners that will scout out a field of operations before the Imagineers deploy, and they are armed with Figment gas, which is one of the edges that we gave our power.
Right.
It's the happy gas. So it is
the happy gas. Yes.
So it's this purplish mind-altering gas that puts you into a sort of transcendental space. Just it's very psychedelic. So it's used to sort of pacify people.
Nice. We got drones incoming, so we got to find that. We got to find that fuel, figure out how to contain it, and then get out of here.
We got
You
to
don't
keep
want
them.
that Figment gas.
We don't want them getting these guys either. If these 9 old guys have something to do with the world of tomorrow, that's probably who they're coming for.
How disabled did you make that door?
I mean, the door will still fit. It won't latch because there's no latch anymore.
Because, we could make a stand inside of it.
We could just pull the power to the cryo tubes.
But
They
then
might
they-
not fall though.
Or I'm sure they have some kind of backup system.
I could laser drill the cryo tubes.
But what if they can be woken up and we need them? I mean, they're going to essentially kill them.
I mean, you say 9 old men. That sounds nefarious to me.
I mean,
And NeighborBot did say nefarious.
If it's something that the world of tomorrow wants, or is that what they were called? Whatever. Community of tomorrow. Then they probably shouldn't have them.
you're probably not wrong.
As a colleague of mine once said, we choose to go to the moon in this decade and do other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. I will go down and crush their eggs like little eggshells, crush their heads like little eggshells, and we'll be done with this.
I love the idea
I
that
think,
everybody has
Did
like
you
a
just
backup
give us a
database
Kennedy
of
quote?
presidential-
I like that you said a colleague of mine.
I mean, they held the same job, so that's basically a colleague.
Right. I like that.
We both got shot.
Didn't have to be a contemporary colleague. It's
Right.
Both got shot. Wow.
Well, imagine
Wow.
there's a Kennedy bot in there.
JF Keybot doesn't like cars. I don't like the theater. It's just
Right.
the way things are.
Complete tangent, but there's like a
Too soon?
conspiracy theory net that's like does all the similarities between the two. Like they both had a secretary who had the same name and all kinds of
Oh
weird
wow!
Oh yeah,
crap.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
fun.
so weird.
Buck knows all about it.
Yeah, I think I'll go down to the area where Buck was and kill the 9 old men if that's what needs to happen.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. All right. So let's have you do an action roll to attempt to disable the cryogenics.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do it more violently than that, but that's what you're.
No, yeah, I want to do it more violently than that. I have no interest in defrosting them. I'm worried that by the time the other people get here, they might like not be defrosted all the way. So I'm just going to open each container and
Pop.
All right.
Go get it, kid!
Okay, Aberbot smash. Let's have you roll muscle for that.
muscle. Yep, I can do that. I can totally do that.
And do you have power servos, right?
Abrobot
I do. I've got
smash.
power servos.
In the very first check there, thing smashed.
Yes.
That'll definitely count.
Definitely.
Yep, I'm doing that. So I'll have a D8 and a D10. And are there any group dice left?
Yeah, there's a 4 and a 6.
Yeah.
I'll take the 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
That seems
Just because I think
no survivors.
I don't think Gamerbot's ever killed anyone. I mean,
Oh.
and I think like I'm doing it because I think these new friends. I want to help them, and I feel like they were having trouble with it, and so here we go. So 2 successes, I think 7 of 5.
Nice.
Great. Okay, you do it. You smash all of the heads.
Yeah,
They're all in little glass tubes.
Crush, 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 and I think I do no blowback. I mean, I think I just like go down and come back up. Like it's just
Easy as that.
if there's like a
Not a
little, I
thing.
think there's like a little sink. Maybe I like wash my hands off and done.
Yeah, I am curious. Were there actually whole bodies, or was it just heads?
No, it was just heads. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm with Aberbot now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just heads in the
Yeah,
jar. That's not you.
Iraq comes back and says they were just heads. That's very strange.
I knew it. Wait,
Yeah, that's different.
was one of them Walt
That's-
Disney?
Oh, I forgot to look. I'm sorry.
I'm imagining
no-
Aberbot doing it with his eyes closed.
No remaining identifying features at this point.
Yeah, you won't be able to tell now.
Nobody will ever know. Deep in Buck's heart, he knows one of them was Walt Disney.
That's right. For sure.
Anita, what have you been up to while all of this has been going on?
I've been trying to get the van out of the hole.
All right.
Unstuck.
Okay. Yeah. Let's figure out how you'll do that.
So you said it's stuck between trees and there's
Yeah.
mud.
Yeah.
And I think she's just like working on like souping up the engine a little so that she can like
Oh.
hover a little higher
Yeah.
and like because trees and yeah and
Yeah. Like the really like the trunks are much thicker than the foliage overhead,
Yeah.
so that makes sense. Just go up rather than try to
yeah instead
out.
of through.
forward or back. Yeah.
You know what'll help with going up?
Rocket fuel. Not helping. So science.
Sure.
I could kind of see this being a biker thing, tweak. You gotta constantly adjust your engines.
Yeah.
Which one's the 10? 3 successes. Ooh.
Very good.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. So you upgrade the engines. You kind of basically overclock the hover systems. So you think you have enough power at this point that you'll pop right out of the canopy and get yourself free. What would you like to do with your 2 other successes?
Let's do no blowback and find a lead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Sounds good. All right. So, in the process of rewiring some of the hover systems, you've had to connect the like there's signal receivers on the hover band, and since you've had to maybe the system that you're using, or the system that you're removing something in order to overclock the engines, and these radio receivers are connected to the same system. Thank you for your patience for that sentence. I thought that was never going to come out of me. So, long story short, you catch a new signal. There's something out in the swamp. There's something that's sending out essentially like a maintenance signal, like maintenance required. And it appears to be some of the same technology as what was used here for this rocket.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. I set the van back down, out of the trouble that it was in. And I'm looking for the guys, and trying to. I've got a radio handset, is one of the other pieces of gear I have, and I think I want to try to see if I could use it to maybe triangulate where the signal's coming from.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so you want to use science for that as well?
Yeah. And the handset's a D8. Two successes.
So close to 8s there.
Nice. Yeah, I know, right? Close.
All right, yeah. So using both radio systems, you're able to get a lock. So it's someplace, it's a little bit north. And you've got a rough idea. You think you'd probably be able to spot, as long as it's not completely overgrown, you'll probably be able to spot whatever machinery or electronics is sending out this transmission once you get close. How would you like to spend your other success? One thing you might spend it on is a D6 boost. So that is a D6. So you come up with an advantage that you get story-wise as a result of what you're doing. And then that gives you a D6 you can add to a future roll, either your roll or someone else's roll. Yeah, let's do that. When they make use of that. Of course, if you do that, then you'll take a look back. But but you get more right or die dice if you take a look back. You're a little short on that.
Decisions. Let's go with the boost. We'll take the boost.
Okay, cool. So what do you do that will generate this boost? So what's that going to look like?
I think I've got the handset. I've managed to fiddle with it a little, and it's kind of almost a metal detectors where they do the beep 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 beep.
Yeah.
Kind of like a cross between a metal detector and a Geiger counter kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Sort of proximity.
Yeah.
System.
So we can find it easier.
Okay. Well, yeah. So once you get closer, if it's relevant, to finding stuff or acting promptly when you get close to it, then you or someone else could use that D6 as a boost. Cool. All right. Oh yeah. So we're gonna need some blowback. I think so. You've kind of, since you pulled the hover van up onto the road again, and you're out there working with your radio. I think you're going to draw some attention. So you see a couple of figures making their way down the gravel path again. It looks like the girl that you talked to before, and she's got someone with her.
Yeah, I'll deal with this.
Don't.
I got this.
Beard off, face on, beard back on.
All right. She and the other person they're doing sort of like little hushy whispers to each other, and as they get closer, they're kind of like hunched down, like they're trying to sneak closer to where you are. But there's not really anything for them to hide on the gravel path, so it's kind of obvious that they're approaching.
Hello.
It's him, Mr. President, sir.
Yes, you're the new Secret Service agent.
She looks over and gives a big grin to her friend, who is this a scruffy looking teen. He's got a mullet, and he's wearing sort of like the tattered remains of a tuxedo t-shirt, and hip waders. And his eyes just go wide. It's like, wow, for real? You're the president?
Not
Whoa.
anymore. No, I was the 16th. I was the 16th president. But
he just looks confused.
Conspiracy of total assholes had me shot in a theater in front of my wife.
I successfully completed my mission, Mr. President. I'm here to report to duty again.
Right.
Is there a problem with the rocket?
No, everything's fine with the rocket. It's should be fine. Why? What are you noticing?
There's gas escaping from the main hatch.
Mm-hmm. That's normal.
No, it's not. Whoever told you that's normal, they're deceiving you, Mr. President.
Could you stop the gas from escaping if you were to push buttons on the rocket?
She looks back at her friend, and they both, their eyes get real wide, and she looks back at you and says, yeah, sure. They never let me touch this thing, but I've always wanted to. I mean, whatever you need, Mr. President.
Here, why don't you come talk to my Secretary of Science, Buck?
I mean, clearly, James is the Secretary of Defense.
I'm probably
and offense.
Buck,
like this opportunity to point out my science is D4.
Buck, these are
So bad.
a few helpful citizens who want to help you with this piece of a federal property.
Hi, my name's Janet. This is Riff Raff. He lives in the swamp.
Me too.
They say there's some gas escaping. That might be bad.
I wondered about that.
The guy looks at you, Buck, and says, "Oh, I've heard stories about you. You're the Gator Man."
That's right. I am. And if you tell anybody you met me, I'll come find you.
His eyes get really wide.
All right.
Yeah, so
Can we stop that gas from escaping? I'm glad we all had time to talk. Let's get that gas stopped.
sure. I mean, I got my tools here. I mean, I
Perfect.
know
I got the door
everything.
open.
I know everything about this rocket. My dad built it, but we're not allowed to go inside though.
Your
I got the
dad
door.
built it? Tell me more about that.
Yeah. Dad used to work for. She shows her T-shirt. It's got the NASA logo on it. Yeah, Dad was an engineer. He used to work here at this building. You know, back in the old times.
Why does the community of tomorrow want anything to do with this thing?
Oh, wait a minute. Don't. Doesn't he work for them? They want to talk to the VIPs. I think they want to take them. I just know.
Oh, the heads.
Heads?
Don't worry about it. Why don't you stop that gas from coming out?
Well, there is a cryogenic. Oh wow, that makes a lot
God.
of sense. There is very limited space in there. I don't think you could store 9 bodies, but 9 heads. Wow, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they really don't take up much space, especially now.
Yeah. The
Isn't
litigators
that
they showed up here a few days ago, and they said they'd fix the rocket for us, but they wanted access to the VIPs.
I might have been hasty. Why don't you stop that gas leak?
Okay,
And,
I'm on it.
Let's start with that.
Yeah, just give me a couple
That's right.
minutes.
Let's start with that.
Oh, let's see. Okay, so the coolant system connects at the first segment, but then there's a safety valve on the second segment. So I'm going to need to climb down, and then I'm going to climb back up. All right, I'll be right back.
Go for it.
And
The
she
door's
climbs
wide
inside.
open. Literally.
Before you run off, where's the fuel come from?
Oh, there's the fuel lines. I mean, I think I've looked at the old schematics. I think there was a depot out in this. It's all swamp now, though.
That's fine.
Yeah, there's some kind of error. There's nobody really knows how to fix it though.
Okay.
Like the launch cycle starts and then it hits a certain point and then it shuts down. And it's been doing that for as long as I can remember.
Fair enough. Does it sound like that depot is where that signal's coming from?
The hummingbird is tracking.
Yeah, the direction that she's pointing in is in the direction that Anita's signal tracing has pointed to. Yeah.
Interesting.
Nice.
Same rough direction.
Nice. Yeah.
All right, so she clambers inside and pulls out her wrench and gets to work.
I have a really terrible idea.
Oh dear. Go for it.
Well, you know, if they ever managed to launch this thing, what if it crashed into the community of tomorrow instead?
That would be so horrible. We definitely don't want that to happen.
I mean, surely it's got some kind of autopilot, right?
speaking as someone who has just crushed 9 heads, I just want to say that the feeling I've been left with after it is not great. You might not like how you feel after doing something like that.
Yeah, if you'd taken blowback, your blowback was going to be a logic error.
Right.
That was my
Yeah.
was my thought.
Aberbot makes a good point. I mean, we obviously rescued James S5 from the community tomorrow. There are probably other people that could be rescued. So,
Right.
maybe not this one. Maybe this one time, it doesn't call for wanton destruction. This time,
Just saying.
That's fair.
I don't know, James S5. When will the killing stop, though?
I mean, we could just sabotage the rocket.
I think
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like we're missing Mother Earth's point a little. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I don't know.
I mean, that's fair. If it explodes, that's rocket fuel everywhere. So, I guess
My thought is,
I guess, between the depot and between what's potentially in the rocket, how do we even safely dispose of that?
That's an excellent question.
Riffraff says, "Wait, you're thinking about heading out to that depot out there? No, you don't want to do that. That's where Big Gulp is."
I'm sorry. Big Gulp?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's a 20-footer.
20-foot.
Of course she is.
Alligator?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I love alligators. Alligators love me.
Yeah, she got Eddie a couple weeks ago.
Of course.
I'll talk to her about that.
Are you? Oh, you know what? Yeah, no. Yeah, I was going to question that, but you know what? Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I have animal affinity. I love alligators.
Yeah, we could totally handle an alligator. How hard could it be? They like tummy rubs because that puts them to sleep. I saw this somewhere. Why do I know that?
Think about that.
What?
I don't want. No.
I'm not going to rub your tummy.
Okay.
Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends?
That's yes, Zach. Sure, that makes sense.
Seemed relevant. How is that gas going? Agent?
So the leak seems to have stopped. And Janet pokes her head back out. She says and gives you a thumbs up.
Good job. Very good job.
There's something else that's gone wrong with this cryo tank though. There's pink ice cubes everywhere. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it.
It's like antifreeze. Antifreeze is pink. Sometimes.
That doesn't make. I'm not sure that makes any sense.
I would use
the coolant wouldn't be stored inside.
I would turn your amazing mental resources towards other problems.
Yes, Mr. President. She's going to clamber down. What can I do next?
Here's a thought. If we want to try to find a way to deal with the fuel, it might make sense to be able to do it all at once. So I'm wondering, if we reverse some pumps and valves, can we pump the fuel from the rocket back to the depot and then we deal with it there? Because they might have some sort of, there probably is a storage facility that would be safer than being in the rocket. Bonus, the rocket won't be able to take off ever.
It's not the worst idea I've heard.
And then I could blow up the rocket and it wouldn't be rocket fuel.
I mean, when the Challenger exploded, I don't think there was a lot of environmental impact.
It's so far up in the atmosphere, that's fine. It's fine.
But then what do all these people do? Don't they have a thing they come out here and do on a regular basis if you blow it up?
Maybe they find something better to do with their lives. It's just a rocket. It's
Well, not to them.
just a thing.
Excuse me if I'm speaking out of order, but that's my dad's life's work you're talking about. We're gonna get the president, and she looks over at Aberbot. I guess all the presidents off Earth.
Would your
Oh, I see.
yeah, but would your dad want his rocket getting co-opted by the litigators and the community of tomorrow? Isn't it better to keep it out of their hands?
You're probably right. I mean, I have some old notes from my dad. I think there were other plans for this. There's equipment on there. I don't know what it does, but I think it has something to do with
Walt Disney.
a thing called ISS. There may be some kind of satellite system.
The old space station?
That can't still be in orbit.
Yeah, I don't think.
Not unless
Surely
they-
nobody's on it.
I don't think you'd
Like
want to
you're
go
saying-
up there.
Let's do it. We're going to space.
Dad, before he passed away, he talked about about bringing things back to the way they were. You know, before the bug. I'm not sure what he had planned, but I think this rocket had something to do with that.
How long ago did your dad pass?
About 10 years.
I
Does
don't want
that math
to
work
be
out right,
insensitive, but
Uh,
I think we might be a little
let me
too
double-
far gone for going back.
Let me double check notes. Let's make sure I haven't made a
We're
continuity
we're
error.
20 years out from the apocalypse.
Right, yeah. So it would have been 10 years ago. So 10 years out from the .com bubble first.
I think we're, just a touch too far away for that to work. I mean, a lot can change in 10 years, and changing it back to the way it was before 20 years ago, like 20 years ago, you were not even
Not alive.
alive.
I wasn't half alligator.
I mean, I've looked at
Saying
pictures in books, and people had so many nice things. They had clean clothes and houses and the food, milkshakes, something called a Big Mac.
I mean, bringing some things forward into the future is good, but Abe here, when he was a kid, there were still slavery. So do we really want to bring the past back?
I wasn't going to bring that up.
I'm just saying, it's not all sunshine and roses. Okay?
I think Aberbot says that, and Judd says that actually. That's a double whammy. That was a double. I was just like spinning around it. I was like, I'm gonna spin around this.
I mean, there was apartheid, and do we really need to go back there? Cold Wars.
I don't walk quickly, but I don't turn back.
Yeah, what he said.
Just eyes on the forward, not backward.
Paraphrase
Sure.
myself.
So maybe we just make this thing inert, just a big memorial kind of thing. Can't do anything.
Janet was a little sad.
Fine.
She doesn't argue with you.
Right? Maybe that's the compromise. It doesn't go to the outer space. Doesn't poison anything anymore, and these folks still have some ceremonial thing.
Do we know what's poisoning
Is
it?
that doable?
Like what the poison is? Do we know what the
We're
poison is?
assuming it's the fuel.
That they
We're
can't.
assuming, sorry.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's not filling the tanks, so I think it's
Oh,
lying
it's
around
leaking.
wherever it is. Yeah, it's leaking. So I think we can
Yeah.
fix that,
These
Yeah.
are FEMA jackets.
provided we can.
Mhm.
Could we get some cleanup gear from these FEMA folks? Didn't they used to do that?
There might be some old FEMA tents around somewhere. I'm like, you, and point to one of the kids. Where'd you get the jackets?
They've always had them. Where the director, he calls
Y'all-
us the
Do y'all live
designated.
in like big, like canvas, plasticky tents and things?
Yeah. We're back there in the hangar.
Oh, a hangar. Okay.
It's where they would stage rockets and things. But yeah, we've got kind of a
So there could be a FEMA staging site where they live.
Yeah.
Or nearby.
Yeah.
the director calls us the designated. Where he says if we follow the path, it's find, elucidate, monitor, and ascend, then we'll get to join the commander in chief and his cabinet in the new world. I mean,
That's definitely FEMA.
And ascend.
Dad would he would always roll his eyes when the director would start on this stuff. And I mean, I've looked at the notes, and I mean, look, we're stuck here. If we could ever get that rocket going, but I mean, I don't buy into this
But
stuff.
you all can't get in the rocket, right?
With a can now.
Right. Yeah, we're waiting for the VIP, waiting for the president and his cabinet to show up, and then we'd all be able to board. I mean, I'm surprised the door was open. It's supposed to be, it's sealed. It's waiting for presidential access to open up.
You just got to know what you're doing with these things.
Oh, but we have a president now. She looks at Averbot.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, no.
You said we shouldn't tell everyone else, though.
Yeah, let's keep this hush hush need to know for right now.
And
Even though you already did tell Riff Raff.
She looks at Riff Raff. Don't tell the rest of your crew.
Oh, he's got a crew. I mean, that could be useful.
Yeah, he looks pretty smug. Yeah, we're a hoverboard gang.
Of course you are.
All right, so should we head out to that depot and clean up there?
Yeah, I think maybe we because didn't she say she had seen schematics or something? So
Right.
Potentially she would know the path that the fuel lines would go, and we could just try to follow that back towards the depot and figure out where the leak's happening.
Where the leak's at? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Maybe we can also figure out where the distress signal's coming from, because they could be related.
Ooh, there's a distress signal.
Oh, yeah, did I forget to mention that? There's something sending out a distress signal out that way. I got a thingy to find it.
And that's in the direction of the depot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, because I thought I asked that question.
Yeah.
Was the directions we were given close to where Anita had found the maintenance signal or the distress signal?
Right. The answer was yes.
And then that's when Riff Raff, told us about the
Big gulp.
20-foot.
Big gulp.
Yeah, big gulp.
I can
Yes.
deal with big gulp.
How about we take our first break? We're a little over, but
A little over.
yeah, that's what happens when somebody brings up a 20-footer, right?
Right?
You kind of get sucked in. Yeah. Let's take a quick break, come back, and figure out what our next move is.
Cool.
Sounds like a plan.
That's good.
I like
That's
it.
good.
Cool. And that gives me an excuse to play
Ooh,
Feeding the Ducks.
feeding the duck.
Quack, 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 quack.
All right, we'll see everybody in about 10 minutes.
All right.